Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is the debt ceiling and your Social Security checks, okay, and how they could be impacted extremely soon. Okay, so I want you to prepare for this, okay? So Janet Yellen, okay, she's a Treasury Secretary, all right. She's warning that Social Security payments could be affected if lawmakers do not raise the U.S. debt limit and the government turns out or runs out, my bad, of funds to pay its bills. And she said that Treasury could find itself in the position where we're unable to pay all the bills that come due that day. And this would be really the first time in history of America that we would fail to make payments that are due. And she said, and you know, whether it's defaulting on interest payments that are due on the debt or payments due for Social Security recipients or to Medicare providers, we would simply not have enough cash to meet all of our obligations. So I want you guys who are on Social Security, even disability, okay, whatever the case may be, even food stamps, okay, even though food stamps was not mentioned, I want you guys to be ready, okay? This is not fear-mongering. This is me being me. This is me being mom, okay? This is me being a concerned citizen, all right? This is me being a part of the prepper community and caring about you, all right? So recently, Yellen projected that the federal government would hit its debt limit by as early as June 1st. Okay, that's what? 2 weeks away, all right, and coming months after extraordinary measures, all right, were implemented to stave off defaulting. And if the government reaches its debt limit, the federal government would not be able to pay all of its obligations. Now, this is not just Social Security, Medicare, food stamps. Okay, this also includes if you work for the government. If you are military, all right? So this includes my husband. This includes my son, okay? My husband is an officer with Homeland Security. My son is a Marine, okay? So this includes more than you actually realize, all right? So according to data provided by Social Security Administration, the agency makes some $1 trillion in benefits payments during the year to about 67 million people, with the majority being retirees. And some 48.6 million recipients are retired, while 7.6 million are disabled. And another 9.8 million are survivors and dependents that the data actually reveals. So say your spouse passed, okay, and you receive their benefits, okay, you're not going to be receiving that anymore, okay, and like my husband's mom, okay, when Sean's dad passed, because you know that's what she lives on, is his dad's Social Security disability, okay, so she doesn't work, you know, mom's 72 years old. So, you know, that's all she's got. Okay. She was the homemaker, the stay-at-home mom. Okay. She never worked. Dad was always you stay home, you take care of the house, the family, the kids. Okay. You stay home, I work. That's what my husband's like. That's what my son is like. You know, my husband's always been the one, you stay home, you take care of the house, you take care of the kids. My son, he works. His wife, my daughter-in-law, you stay home, you take care of the kids. You're a stay-at-home mom now. You don't work. You stay home. Okay? So, now, if the debt ceiling is not raised by this projected default date in July, okay, July Social Security benefits, they might be at risk. Okay, so I want you guys to prepare yourselves for this, all right? So July's first Social Security payment is slated for July 11th for Americans with birthdays on the 1st through the 10th of the month. Subsequent payments for people born later in their respective months will get payments on July 18th and July 25th. This is respectively according to the payment schedule. Okay, so because the United States has never defaulted, officials say it would be unprecedented. Top congressional leaders and Joey Boy have said in recent days that the country won't default on its obligations. All right, well, if Janet Yellen, who is the Treasury Secretary, is saying, yep, we're going to default. If she's saying it and she knows the books and she knows what's going on, I'm going to listen to her before I listen to Joey Boy. All right. So prioritization is default by another name. And this is what she's saying, Janet Yellen. Not paying any of our bills is default. When you think about the pain that it would cause to Social Security recipients, to food stamp recipients. Okay, so this is where she's now mentioning food stamp recipients. Okay, so so my daughter-in-law, she receives food stamps because why? 2 kids. Okay, so anybody who now receives food stamps, listen up. Okay, because this is now going to affect you as well. All right. To vendors who have supplied services to the government, who have their own payrolls to meet, to be told that they are not going to be paid. The government is not going to honor these bills. Hang on. And that is what is called a default. All right. And she also said that the payment systems are set up to pay all government bills when they are due, noting that they are not set up to divide payments into different types as a general matter. So like what she's saying is, like, when they have all their money put together, okay, they don't say, okay, well, this much goes to here and that's much, and then, okay, well, now we only have this much for this, and we only have this much for this, and we only have this much for that. No, they don't divvy it. I guess that's what she's trying to say. So for many agencies, payments of all different types are mixed together in ways that cannot be disentangled. And she also says there would be widespread financial chaos if this default occurs. So she said we simply would not have enough cash to meet all of our obligations, and it's widely agreed that financial and economic chaos would ensue. So that's why I'm telling you guys right now, please, for the love of God, okay, for everything that's beautiful in this world, please prepare, okay? The standoff, okay, has rattled investors, sending the cost of insuring exposure to the U.S. government debt to record highs. As Wall Street right now, they are growing more concerned about the risks of an unprecedented default. And the last time this nation got this close to default was in 2011, when Barack Obama was in office and Republicans led the House and the Senate was controlled by the Democrats. Okay, so please do whatever you can, okay, to try and protect yourself from this, okay, because it's kind of obvious that this is where we're heading, okay, and you know, you don't want to be like shocked and awed and be like, how come I didn't know about this? Well, you do now. All right, so for the love of God, please try to prepare for this and protect yourself in any way possible. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, you know, you're prepped up, right? Do you have at least 6 months worth of food? Do you have just a little bit of cushion for your tushin for when this happens? You know what I mean? I know a lot of you guys are, you know, literally pinching pennies. You live in paycheck to paycheck. Believe me, me too, okay? But, you know, we have not really, but just a little. Okay. We're trying big time to get our savings back. Okay. It's not easy. All right. It's really not. And believe me, I hear you. Okay. I am not one of those typical, social media influencers, as they like to refer to us as, that has buku in the bank and say that I relate when I really don't, because I actually do relate. Okay. I'm not one of those. All right. You guys, what my family, well, you've met somewhat ish my family. Okay. You know that we have a family of 8. We live in a 1,200 square foot house. Okay. We're cramped, but we're happy. Okay. My husband is an officer. My son is a Marine. We don't make a lot of money. All right. We really don't. But you know what? We're happy. Why? Because we have each other. That's all we need. So I just want you guys to prepare yourselves. All right. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one. Okay. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao.